Shalom, all praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, the lines the Apostle GMS. This is Amnel Allah coming at you with another video. So once again, going to the topic of money, because I've been thinking about this, lately, and the Spirit just jumped on me to do videos on it. Like I said, like I've said in the past, everything don't gotta be deep. But when you look at these basic scriptures and you hear the breakdown of it, it shines a greater light. Shines a greater light, on things you probably didn't understand, and it caused you to take into account these scriptures when you're going through the situation. So you got to take heed. Proverbs 15:16. Better is little with the fear of the Lord than great treasure and trouble therewith. So it's better to have little and have a fear of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua than have great treasure and trouble therewith. So a person that has little and has reverence for the Lord is better than someone that has a lot of riches and got to deal with the trouble that comes with it. Here you are, just a regular dude, regular 9-to-5 guy. You're not making that much, but you got fear of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. It's better to have that than to have great treasure and have the trouble that comes with it. Because now you got a bunch of money, now dudes want to rob you. Now women want to set you up. Oh, I got a lot of money, let me invest in this, let me invest in that. And none of those investments work out. Now you're stressed out because all of the money that you acquired is going down the drain. So it's better is little with the fear of the Most High than have great treasure and trouble therewith, man. Trouble comes with money. Trouble comes with money. A lot of these guys out here that got a lot of materialistic possessions, some of these guys get robbed. Some of these guys even get killed. Their own so-called family and friends and women turn on them. All for the love of money, which is the root of all evil. The love of money is the root of all evil. Verse 17. Better is a dinner of herbs where love is than a stalled ox and hatred therewith. So it's better to have little and to have love than to have a stalled ox and a hatred therewith. In other words, better is a dinner where you have love than to have a lot and the hatred that comes with it. So a simple meal of herbs, dinner of herbs. So a simple meal where love is better than to have a feast and fighting. Let's say so-called Thanksgiving. You'd rather be over here eating a salad than to go in the living, and you'd rather be in your room watching TV eating salad than be in the living room with your family fighting over some peach cobbler, cursing out this person because about who supposed to bring the collard greens. Why is no more of that cranberry sauce to put on the turkey or whatever? You don't want to be among that. I'd rather just eat in my car, man, than be in the house with all of them people, man. And that's what happens when so-called family get together anyway. It's always issues, man. Not always, but sometimes it's issues over simple things. You'd rather be in your room eating a salad than eating dinner with your family, and they fussing and fighting over foolishness. Arguing about why there's no more dark meat left in the turkey. This is Proverbs 16:8. It says, better is a little with righteousness than better is a little with righteousness than great revenues without right. So it's telling you better is a little with righteousness. It's better to have a little and have righteousness in the eyes of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. So it's better to have little and be honored by Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, be in great standards with Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, than to have great revenues, great possessions, great wealth, and without right. In other words, being wicked. So you'd rather have little and be found righteous in the eyes of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua than have a lot and be wicked. The Most High deals with the poor of the world, rich in faith. James 2:5. Hearken, my beloved brethren, have not the Most High chosen the poor of this world rich in faith? and heirs of the kingdom which he had promised them that love him. So the Most High is looking at the poor of the world. He's chosen the poor of this world, rich in faith. And once again, as I've stated in the past, things of the world are things that are hollow, meaning it's empty. It's frail, meaning it's weak. It's fleeting. It's here one minute, going the next. That's fame, fortune, the reverence of man, woman. All of that stuff is frail. It's weak. It's hollow, meaning it's empty. It's fleeting. It's here one minute, going the next. Because at some point, all of that stops. Remember them singers 20, 30 years ago? They had all that money, all them hit songs, sold all them records, had all them women. They was on top of the world. Now guess what? 20-something years later, where are they now? They don't got nothing. They don't got nothing. They had the riches of this world. All of the fame and the glamour and glitz. You know? People that got nice cars and a nice house. Not saying there's anything wrong with having that. But not saying there's anything wrong with having that, because you can have wealth and still fear the Lord. But like the parable of that foolish rich man in Luke the 12th chapter, riches can cause you to not take into account Yahweh Shemel Shah, which can ultimately be a downfall. That's why the scriptures tell you it's better for a camel to go through the eye of a needle. It's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to get to the kingdom of heaven. Eye of a needle isn't talking about a little eye of a needle. It's talking about a camel going through a narrow passageway to get into a city. Because a camel is a stubborn animal, it had to stoop down, bending his knee, bending his legs to get through that narrow passage. And being a stubborn animal, camel will refuse. It's very difficult to get the camel to go through. So it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to go into the kingdom of heaven. Why? Because of the rich man going to desire them riches. And the riches are going to hinder him, those materialistic possessions. And all the things that they can get through riches is going to cause them to disregard Yahweh Shemel Shah. You know? Because he's looking to fulfill the lust of the flesh and not the fruits of the spirit. So the Most High chose the poor of this world, rich in faith, because those that are poor in this world, they're going to look for something greater. They're not hindered by materialistic possessions. They aren't hindered by fame and the other things of this world. They aren't hindered by those things that are frail, hollow and fleeting, meaning weak, empty, and temporary. Here one minute, going the next. They aren't hindered by that because they already don't have it. So guess what? The Most High, so guess what now? They depend on Yahweh Shem, so therefore they depend on Yahweh Shemel Shah. Okay? Proverbs 17:1. Better is a dry morsel and quietness therewith than a house full of sacrifices with strife. So better is a dry morsel and quietness therewith. A dry morsel. You ever had a dry piece of chicken? A dry piece of turkey, a dry steak? You know? It's just dry. Don't got no flavor to it. You know? You eating the food and you coughing because it's all dry. You gotta take a sip of water or something after every bite. You know? You gotta prepare your mind before you about to bite into this dry piece of chicken. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to get your protein intake for the day, but this chicken is dry. That's hard. That's a hard thing to do. So better is a dry morsel and quietness therewith. It's better to have a little food in peace than a house full of sacrifices with strife. Than have a bunch of food and contention that comes with it, conflict that comes with it. Yeah, I'm gonna have a feast. We're gonna have a big party and all of that, and then guess what? A fight break out. You have a little feast, barbecue, whatever, and then a fight break out. And guess what you're saying? Man, I could have just stayed in my house and ordered out. I could have just had a cheeseburger for all that. That's what you're thinking. Or maybe not a cheeseburger. That's not the healthiest thing to eat. I could have had, I could have made some steak in my house. Hell, I could have had a bowl of cereal. That way I don't got to do none of this foolishness. that you gotta have at a feast. You know? Oh, it's a cookout or it's a barbecue, a block party, everybody eating, and then the shootout happened. You're like, man, I should just stay home. Somebody gets killed, I should just stay home and finish the salad I had last night. You know? Psalms 37:16. A little that a righteous man has is better than the riches of many wicked. There you go. It's better to have little and be righteous than have riches and be wicked. So you got to take into account that the desire of riches can cause you to fall off. The desires of material gain can cause you to fall off. And you put your trust in uncertain riches. You know? You got to always take that into account. You got to remember this world is temporary. You know what I'm saying? You look at your bank account, yeah, you put money in there, but also take into account you taking money out the account. You know, so the money is increasing, but at the same time it's decreasing. You got to remember that. You got to have faith in Yahweh Shema Shah that, you know, he's always going to provide a way. When you got that faith that Yahweh Shema Shah is going to provide another way, you take a leap of faith and you do that which is spiritual, even if it prevents the gain of things material. You know what? Let me do this. I could do this and make money, but you know what? Let me do that. Alright, my job want me to do this on this particular day. I can't make it at the camp. It's been going on for however many weeks, months. Man, I gotta get to camp, man. You know? Well, you know, I got a lot of money in my account. And, you know, I'm sitting there enjoying the wealth, looking at what I'm going to buy and spending hours going out shopping, looking for different things that I want. But you're not even studying. You're not doing lessons. You know, you come into camp, but you're not really at camp. You're doing shows just to do it, but your spirit not in it. Don't worry about none of that material stuff. Worry about the spiritual stuff. Godliness with contentment is great gain. Real quick, 1 Timothy 6:5. Perverse disputings of men of corrupt minds and destitute of the truth, supposing that gain is godliness. See, they're destitute of the truth. They lack the truth. And in their mind, they're supposing that the gain is godliness. From such withdraw thyself. So you got to remove yourself from people like that. But godliness with contentment is great gain. See that? So he breaks that down. He says, supposing that gain is godliness, but then he says, godliness with contentment is great gain. So the gain in material things not godliness. No. Godliness with contentment is great gain. And what does that word there, contentment, mean?
Strong's G, 841. Austarkaya.
Austarkaya. A perfect condition of life in which no aid or support is needed. Sufficiency of the necessities of life. A mind contented with his lot, contentment. In other words, satisfaction, happiness. So godliness with contentment is great gain. So godliness with being satisfied in that godly state, in the state of being spiritual, that's great gain. So to gain is not godliness, as in the gain of material wealth. That's not godliness. Godliness with contentment is great gain. So godliness with satisfaction is great gain. Because you gotta have satisfaction in that godliness. Have satisfaction in being spiritual. Because this thing can't be a burden unto you. You gotta really desire it. You gotta really want it. So that's great gain. So it's more than just, oh, let me read the scriptures. You gotta be in it. Because money can buy you a lot of things. It can't buy you spirituality. You know? Money could buy a book, but it can't buy knowledge. You know? You get that from on high. From Yahweh Shema Shah, the Most High and the Son. So with that, I'm going to close and say, oh, praise Yahweh Shema Shah, double line, say, positive, GMS. I hope you brother learn something. Shalom.